Good morning, everyone. Well, I'm watching the sunrise coming up over the fence here. It's a beautiful morning. Make a video here and clear the frogs out of my throat. Blah. I've recently heard a rumor that the Grateful Dead will be playing, perhaps, San Francisco for their last tour, or their last show, rather. I made a video a few weeks ago where I mentioned that the Grateful Dead had declared that they were playing their last show for their 50-year anniversary. And for those who don't follow the Dead, yes, Jerry Garcia's gone, but they can still pump out the tunes. And the last time I went to see them, they had I can't remember the guy's name, he was singing for them, but he sounds a lot like Jerry, and I grew up going to Grateful Dead shows when I was in my teen years, so I really highly enjoyed it. It was a major component of my life that showed me that there's family and community and friends that are, that care. And when they said that they were playing Chicago for their last show, most of us were like, what the hell? I mean, we're talking about a West Coast band here, in other words, like my wife put it best, she said, hell, if you start in Haight-Ashbury, finish in Haight-Ashbury. And I thought, that's exactly how I feel about it. But I should have known that they had the potential, that they were probably just going to keep it quiet for a while and maybe release it. According to what I heard, there was one of their press guys or something released a comment on one of the social sites, but retracted the comment pretty quickly. Something about playing 3 days in California. And so anyway, I'm under the impression that they want the hardcore Deadheads to know that they are playing a show down there, but they probably want to keep it a surprise to an extent. Maybe not, I don't know, but I'll tell you this, if the Grateful Dead end up playing San Francisco or, California, I'm going to be there. There's no way around it. Growing up, I remember when I got my first Grateful Dead. My friend got his first Grateful Dead tape, and he told me about it. And we were all excited. We were only like 13 years old, and he said, "Oh, I got this tape from the Grateful Dead. Let's go listen to it." It was as if we were these kids going to listen to this heavy metal. We thought it was heavy metal. So we got the tape player out, and we got up into his room with his little boombox, and we popped the tape in and listened to it, and it was American Beauty by the Grateful Dead. So the very first song that comes on is Box of Rain. And I'm just like, what, dude? What is this? And we just started laughing, I never thought that within a year I would just be buying their albums and love their music. It reminds me of when I was out, I think 14 or 15, I was out with my mom, I think, and we were like at Fred Meyer, and I asked her if she'd buy me a tape, Grateful Dead tape, and she said yes, so I bought the tape, and it was, what was it? It was the live one, but it wasn't, I think it was, Live Without a Net, and I'd never heard that album before, and it was more of a recent concert. So there were a lot of other instruments in there besides just the good old guitars and bass and stuff, and kind of symphonic type. I put it in the car in the tape player and started listening, and I was embarrassed for myself. Like, oh my God, what is this? This is not the Grateful Dead. And then when I finally got to go to a show when I was like 15 or 16, I realized that that's what the Grateful Dead is. It's a live performance by a phenomenal band. And they brought me a lot of good times in my life. And mornings like this, you just pop on some Grateful Dead and it makes you feel like the summer's here. Anyway, keep my fingers crossed. And if they do play San Fran, I'll see some of you there. Peace.